All of this heat got me looking crazy. Time is really catching up to me. I tried to speed it up, it only slowed me down. I gave most of it away, and now I'm dancing all night on gray. Yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Bless your heart if you don't do the same. The world is on fire, but I look good in flames, dancing on my home grave. Ooh,
Woo!
it's gonna be impossible not to laugh.
well, I know it should be fun, but I guess it's intro time for me. So let me get radio time. Hello and welcome to KPFT Sessions, coming to you live from KPFT 90.1 FM in Houston. And I'm your host, Masaya, and with us behind the scenes is, my screen went black, DJ Rico Black.
You needed your screen to remember my name?
Well, yeah, because I'm reading it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
You're right.
Her earlier.
You hear that? It's not me.
No,
Who threw you off?
Yeah, see, here at KPFT Sessions, we keep it real. There is no editing or cut. Oh, but wait, hold on. Wait, let me. No, there's no editing. Screw that. DJ Rico Black.
Oh, hey, that's me.
Yeah. He also hosts Houstonian here on KPFT, and he's also making us sound amazing. And we also have Blue in the back over there. There she is over there. And this program is powered by our community of supporters. If you appreciate the music and stories shared here, please consider donating to us and help keep the airwaves alive with the local talent. Visit kpft.org to contribute. And today we have, who you heard earlier, a very good friends of mine, and their band is called Shame on Me. And please introduce the two of you today, because this is a very special performance.
You gotta look up while you do it. Yeah. I'm Mel.
I'm Ro.
Well,
We are Shame on Me.
Shame on me.
Hey,
Half of Shame on Me.
half, yes.
So the shame is on me.
Well, so what song did you play for us today?
This is a really new one. This one's called Dancing on My Grave.
Okay, cool. I thought that I'd never heard that before.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Ooh, I'm getting
I
the
wrote it
chills.
in the shower this morning.
I was like,
It's been awesome though.
should have kept that going.
I know.
So let us know the origin story of Shame on Me. How did it start? I know we were talking a little bit earlier, and this is how it started with just YouTube.
2018 with an extreme U-turn on Highway 3.
Yeah.
Me and Ro, if you don't know, are married. We started this in 2018. I've been in bands before, and we just had kids and marriages and houses and all this stuff going on, and I'm too busy to sing, so I was getting kind of restless. Told this guy I needed a band, and we were looking for musicians for a while, and then one day he decided to pick up the guitar and show me how awesome he was at playing it, and there we go.
Okay.
That's how it all. That's how Shame on Me started. The first song came out was Baby Daddy, and we were just playing on little electric bass and acoustic guitar, and next week he came home with an upright bass and all these amps and stuff, and we were ready to go. It was like Selena's dad, just bringing all the gear in, the cans and everything.
It's like,
making
here
us.
you go.
Yeah.
Here it is. This
It
is
literally was a U-turn. I was coming from a doctor visit, and I just saw H&H, and I just like, something told me I just U-turned right over, just went over the median like a crazy person.
Oh, you also.
And I walked in, and there was like a few upright basses, and I was like, all right, we're going to do this. Like, we couldn't find any musicians to get down with us, so.
Just took matters into your own
Yeah.
hands.
And I knew the basics. Like, I know a little bit of the slap bass, So just taught her from there, and we just.
So you guys started playing music to start this band?
Yeah.
Whoa. And that's
And it was just a
2018.
two-piece before, like.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is
We
like the
were,
OG stuff.
Totally sickening, cute matching outfits with stripes and like.
Which we still do.
Yeah, I was like,
wait a minute, you guys still do
We just extended it to the whole.
I just want people to know,
Mess around.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right. Well, here, let's get into the next song. What do we have
I
next?
think this is your favorite song.
Which
so
one?
Try not to
Yeah, don't.
Oh,
start
come.
crying or stuff like
All right.
that.
All right.
So-
Well, here, before dude, before you start playing,
You cry a lot, dude.
Well, wait,
I'm not judging. I'm
wait,
not judging.
wait till you hear the song. So if I can't talk, you're gonna have to take over.
Gotcha.
All right.
All
So,
right.
So
okay, I'm
this
gonna,
one's called Twice.
Sugar so sweet that it burns my tongue, baby. Tell me where the hell did that come from? Sinister smile and a baby face. Yeah, you put something on me that I just can't shake. And you're pulling me in. You don't even know how it was getting me here. You're pulling me in. You don't even know how the hell I got here. Think I might be in trouble. I can't let you know what you've done. See, I've heard about the trail of tears leading out your door. But we both know how this goes. Can't get too close. It all explodes. But curiosity has definitely got the better of me. You're pulling me in, and you don't even know how it was getting me here. Ooh, you're pulling
Can you tell us the story about that while I gather my yes, please.
This song is a cover from my older band, 13 Black Coffins. It was a punk song. You can look it up on YouTube. It sounds way different now
It doesn't hit me as hard as the way you guys do.
because we don't have all our
Yeah.
our facade is not on today. We are stripped down today.
Yeah.
You can see my eyes. You can see the eyeballs.
Yeah, I was able to see that. So,
Are you okay?
no,
Overcome.
dude, I don't know what the deal with that song is, but it definitely gives me crazy homesick vibes.
Yeah.
And I'm not even from here, and you're not even from Oakland, so I don't know how that even works out, but
Just have that vibe.
it does.
There's a few songs we got that just kind of like bring us back home, you know. So
Wow, where's home? Yeah, it's at this point like I don't know where home is, but it makes me homesick.
it's where your people are.
Yeah, that is true. So, do you guys have a happier song? Not a happier song, but
No.
not
like a booty call song. You want that?
God,
But it
yeah.
sounds just as pretty. You
yeah.
wanna hear it?
please, yeah. Let's
I'm always down for that.
This one's called "Come Over." You can
another one.
Another
Oh,
one.
okay. All right, let's go. I'm just gonna Rico, please take over now.
2, 3.
Oh, whoa, you come over and tell me all about it. I promise you, you feel better when you leave. The world broke you again. Here I come calling. If anything, for you to see me. Just say the word and I can show you what I feel. Take the chance and see what I can offer. There's no harm in trying, but even if you don't let a good thing pass you by. So won't you come over and tell me all about it? I promise you, you feel better when you leave.
All right, I think I'm back to normal now.
What? That one got me in my feelings. Man.
Yeah, and you both do it well.
It feels like crying. It's okay.
Yeah, you're
This is
making.
actually fun.
One moment.
This is all like new, like
This is what we do laying in bed.
yeah.
Really?
See, I kind of get to hear how we work, like when we're coming up with these songs,
Oh, that's
like the most stripped down, like
Yeah.
so. Is that the songwriting process? It starts with you two, and
Yeah.
then so how does that work when you bring the rest of the band in?
It's magic.
it's magic.
Because they're so awesome. Jules and Pat, like those are the I couldn't have found better bandmates to work with right now. And actually the song process has changed quite a bit because everybody's more comfortable and I'm not so scary anymore, I guess. They like to the suggestions, and even Jules is starting to write more songs now, and we have a Shame on Me song that Jules wrote, that sounds pretty cool. So it's like it evolves,
Everything's evolving. Like
I feel like we're like right now at the point where like we're all super comfortable with each other. We trust each other that we're not gonna like throw each other's ideas down and stuff. So
yeah.
it's not just me sitting there going, "We're gonna sing it this way," like it's not like that anymore.
So which songs were like that?
I mean, at the beginning, because it's like when you're sitting there writing songs, they're kind of like you're exposing yourself. There's things I talk about in my songs that I don't talk about with people. We're just like la-di-da, smiling and going about our business. But I mean, some of the stuff I write about is pretty deep, but you can't tell because I'm always hooping and hollering and acting silly.
Yeah, but if someone's in there actually paying attention,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I can't not pay attention. For me, I don't think you guys will ever be background music. Like I have to sit there and feel my emotions every time.
Shit, Ro pay you for that.
He paid me lots of love. Lots of love. No, it's true. Like I have, it's like a whole experience anytime I see or listen to you guys. And it's hard for me to even go to you guys' shows because I'm like, I think the last one I saw you guys at was at, what is it? The Flamingo Cantina.
Oh.
And
In
I
Austin.
was entranced through the whole thing, and I was just like, I was glad to hang out with you guys for a little bit afterwards, and then you guys had to dip out. Super cool.
Yeah, the stage brings out the absolute best in us, I think.
Yeah.
Like, cause I mean, it's like going to like your place of work and just like finishing all your work in like 10 minutes. You're like, yeah, that's what it feels like. We could just go up there and just like kill it now because we're all like well seasoned and comfortable with these songs, and we might be re-recording a lot of stuff soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Talking about
exciting.
it.
working on the second album, but
Working on the
It's-
second album has inspired us to maybe bring back some of the older songs that we do, because we've, like I said, evolved so much. So the songs have changed a little bit, and they, we have the right ingredients. Everybody's in place, so we might be doing some more work soon
Yeah.
that you can cry to,
Oh.
Masaya.
Well,
Or anybody. I mean, it's not the first time that we've had somebody tell us, that like even "Hey Girl." There's a song we do called "Hey Girl" that
a lot of
a lot
people
of
connect
a lot of
with.
people connect with. It's kind of like it's an ode to my sister. We had some rough times with my dad being sick and stuff. So like a lot of people resonate with that song because that was that vibe.
Can I vote to not hear that one? Because that
Yeah, we're
put
not
me in
doing
tears, man.
Yeah, I was.
We're not doing that one today. What was the
Cur-
curandera? Curandera's the other one we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Cool.
that one's like a pretty.
It's like our little witchy song.
Yeah, it's like a little spooky kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, are we bringing the spooky doo-wop in?
Yeah.
This is where spooky doo-wop came from. Somebody asked us what we called our music, and I was like, I don't know. He's like, it's like spooky doo-wop or something. And I'm like, we're rolling with that.
So, well, I lost count after the second song. Is this the fourth, or do you guys want to do?
This is the
The
fourth.
fourth.
Is it the fourth? Did we already do Dancing on My Grave?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did.
Okay.
So this is the
Oh,
fourth one.
Do you have? Can you play? Well, it's so
You
weird.
want me to play
request-
another one?
No. I want to hear two more, if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go into that. After that, I'll do the outro, and then we can close out with what I think you're gonna play.
Okay.
So cool.
All right. Curandera.
Mhm.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
What are you doing? Your situation don't ever seem to change. I'm trying to help you, but I'm not giving you your messages for free. You're digging yourself deeper and deeper into a hole. I know you can do better than that. All the glitters isn't always gold. What are you doing? You're always looking for someone's hand to hold. You ask to be heard, but when it's your turn to listen, you're stoned. You're riding checks and spirits, hoping your soul doesn't let it bounce. Oh, ignoring all your blessings, not paying your debts, baby. Who's gonna get you higher? Not me. Oh, not me. Yeah. At least not for free. Yeah. Oh, oh.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys coming. It's always freaking lovely to hang out with you guys while doing my thing and while doing your thing.
Love watching you.
Yeah.
Those
We all
feelings
love
mutual.
Masaya for
Those-
everything you've been doing for the whole music scene and
Everything you're doing is working, Messiah. So just
Yeah.
keep going.
and also KPFT for
Yeah.
hosting and letting everybody do their thing too.
Well, oh, come on, let me talk. Well, here, stop. All right, here, real quick. Where can everybody find you guys and see and hear the full and shows?
Well, you can always find us on Spotify or whatever streaming service you use. We have a video on YouTube that
Yeah.
some awesome guy named Masaya helped us with over at CCN Network. It's called Lucky, so you can find us on their pages and ours. But you can also come catch a show. You got to be in Houston. You got to be around here.
Thank you too, and sharing your music and stories with us. And thank you, DJ Rico Black.
No problem.
Nope. Okay. Thank you.
No problem, I said. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And big thank you to everyone behind the scenes. We do have Joelle here from CCN. Woohoo! We have Blue over there helping out with mics. We have Howard over there hanging out. And to our listeners, don't forget to support local music and artists like Shame on Me and check out their performances. They definitely listed a lot. And who knows? You know, you might see some extra songs in if you search the KPFT sessions on YouTube. But anywho, you've been listening to KPFT 90.1. This is the KPFT sessions. We hope you enjoyed today's session as much as we did. Until next time, keep supporting local artists and keep the music alive. Goodbye.
Every day is something new. I curse the day I met you. You were the devil with a smile, had me hypnotized. Couldn't do nothing right. Yeah, I know you can't stand me, and I hate you too. We only did two things right, bring these kids to life. It's all that I could stand of you do. Oh Lord, I hate my baby daddy. Oh, I hate my baby daddy. If it weren't for these kids, I would have put it on him. Hate my baby daddy. Now here it comes with his new flame. They really think I'm to blame. In her eyes, he is the same, but girl, nah, he ain't. She's learning time. Oh yeah, I know she can't stand me, but to hell with her too. 'Cause if a girl gets in the way, there'll be hell to pay. No prayers are gonna save. Oh, I hate my baby daddy. Oh, I hate my baby daddy. If it weren't for these two kids, I would have put it on him. Hey, my baby daddy. Ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ah. Now here he comes with his new flame. They really think I'm all to blame. In her eyes he is the same, but good Lord he ain't. She will learn in time. I hate my baby daddy. Ooh, I hate my baby daddy. If it weren't for these here kids, I would have put it on him. Hate my baby daddy. Oh Lord, I hate my baby daddy. Yeah, hate my baby daddy. Yeah, it went for these here kids. Good Lord, I would have put a hit on him.
Welcome to the Houston Collective on KPFT 90.1 FM Houston, where we bring the best local talent on the air and talk about exactly what they do. Normally, this second part would probably be more music, but it's still kind of music because our guest today is.
Hi, my name's Angel Guerra. I'm an audio engineer over at Sugar Hill Recording Studios. It's actually the oldest studio
In the,
in the world besides Abbey Road, continually operating.
where's Abbey Road?
Abbey Road is in England. That's where.
Oh, that's not.
It's recorded. It's where Pink Floyd recorded.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought that was like an actual road that where they. Is that the same road where they took that picture?
I don't know where that picture was actually taken, but I do know that that is where they recorded. But also, Abbey Road is the oldest, technically. But we're second, so hey.
By how far? How long?
I think possibly by a couple years. We'd have to look it up. Don't quote me on that. But Sugar Hill was started up in 1941, so Abbey Road was a little bit before that.
That's crazy. I had no idea. I know that it's the longest running recording studio in Houston, but man, throwing that in the world is pretty awesome.
Yep.
So I filmed you and a band, and I don't want to butcher it. Can you please say
They
it?
are called Necrodualistic Anomaly.
Very not necrologic. That sounds dumb, but yeah,
Necrodualistic Anomaly. They're a local death metal band. Probably, in my opinion, the best death metal band in the underground local scene right now. Just went to their show they had a week and a half ago at the White Swan, and dude, it was like packed, bro. Like you could see like the steam rising up because everybody's sweating and stuff like that. Like it was just so full in there. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're working on an EP whenever you came in, and we were all just shooting and stuff. We recorded those 5 songs.
But I think I was there
uh,
for just one, though, right?
No, we were doing all of them at the same time. So they were all different stuff. Just going and going and going. But yeah, you left probably like halfway through.
Yeah.
I think like that,
I
something
had
like
to
that. But yeah, we basically tracked the entire EP that day, and that's kind of what my recording process is because I have the available space at Sugar Hill, especially for a band like that, because there are certain times where you want there's the difference between the super high production polished sound, like you could probably relate to this as far as video goes, like the super high production like polished sound versus like the really kind of raw, gritty, handheld camera type of stuff, ground zero type of filming style. It's kind of just for that type of band, it's a lot more appropriate to make it have a raw live sound the way that we did it. You know what I mean? Which is why I love doing stuff that way, because it's rock and roll.
Right, yeah.
It should sound raw. It should sound gnarly.
Let's go through like the mics. I mean, I'm probably gonna ask a lot of dumb questions because I don't know the difference between these mics that you use. Because you talk to me through like the specific mics that you use and specific sounds that you get. So why use some of these mics versus or ooh, I almost cussed. So like what makes a mic sound more raw versus a particular mic that makes it sound more polished, I guess?
Well, I mean, every single microphone has its own like texture. Like these Sures here, these are dynamic microphones. A lot of the time, dynamic microphones can take a lot heavier SPL level, sound pressure level.
Okay.
You know what I mean? SPL, which means that they can, let's just say you got, Jimi Hendrix, who's got their Marshall cranked up to 10 or whatever. He's like, nope, ain't turning it down. That's my sound. You know what I mean? I'm not going to want to put my, vintage Neumann U67 condenser microphone in front of it so he can just blow the diaphragm out, because the sheer sound pressure coming out of the speakers is crazy. So something like this, a dynamic microphone, would be a lot more appropriate. But apart from that, it's all about the textures. Every single one of those microphones that I was showing you and I was telling you about has a certain texture to it. And it's learning to become familiar with those pieces and how they react with the hardware, like that big recording console.
Yeah.
It's called a Neve Genesis Black console. Each one of those preamps is a 1073. That's the name of the model preamp, which is like worldwide known for its warmth and its own texture. So it's the relationship between asking the guitar player or the drummer, hearing their instruments, and being like, that particular sound would sound cool if I used this mic or this mic and had the settings on the console set this way. Okay. You know what I mean? So, like for instance, I'll tell you about the mics that I used on the guitar player. Technically, I used 4 microphones on the guitar player, but we'll talk about one particular set. So one of the amplifiers that the Necro guys used was what's called an Angle Fireball 100. and it's a
So cool.
that was the name of the guitar amp. But you know, super high gain, super clean. It's got a noise gate on it, which means when the guitar player's not playing, the sound cuts down. I mean, you were just talking about the gate on there, so you know it cuts the signal. So it's very clean. It's very precise, and it's very relatively low noise. So what I used on that particular amplifier, I used a condenser microphone, and I used a dynamic microphone. One of them being a Shure 441, which is the dynamic microphone. I don't know if you remember, it was like that long,
The long one. Yeah.
that long rectangular microphone.
Is that one of the older ones?
No, that one wasn't actually vintage. It's you know mid 2000s.
Okay.
You know, so it's not necessarily old, but it is one of the best dynamics in the world, in my opinion. It is probably one of the best dynamic microphones.
Now, is that because you say it's one of the best for that genre, or is this like a multi-genre best microphone kind of deal?
It kind of does. It's pretty good at almost anything.
Okay.
The Shure 441 has a very warm texture to it, and it can take a lot of sound pressure. It can take a lot of movement. As a matter of fact, if you're ever going to use it for vocals, which is a great vocal microphone, it is great for vocalists who are loud, who are very loud, because even whenever you start pushing it a little bit, it never, gets crispy. It never kind of, it has a very good way of just keeping that.
So when you say crispy, does that mean like when it clips, or is that a completely different thing?
Kinda, yeah. When
Okay.
it clips, when it clips out, it still kind of has this rolled off, high end rolled off texture to it, which
Hey, I know that
which
term.
can work in your favor for a distorted electric guitar that's turned up to infinity or
Yeah.
whatever. But the other mic that I ended up using on this was a vintage 1970s AKG 414, which is a lot of audio engineer guys love the 414 because it is kind of another jack of all trades mic. It's got several different polarity patterns that you can use and different things like
Is that like the cardioid and
yeah,
Okay.
that's like
Oh,
okay,
okay, yeah.
You want a job? No, just kidding.
But I want to sit there and watch and hear, but
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be ready for that. I'd mess up so much stuff. But
Yeah.
please continue.
But yeah, I mean, and the reason I chose that is because the 414, like the Sennheiser, is kind of a thicker texture to it. Now, the Angle Fireball, this guitar player's particular settings on that amplifier, like I said, were really high gain. The mids are scooped. I know all of the guitar players in the audience are like, what does this sound like? It was very scooped mids. A lot of high end, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to not compromise the artist's sound by taking away too much from it, but I picked a set of microphones for that particular sound that I feel would make up for what the sound is lacking already. So like if he's got a lot of highs, if he's got a lot of lows, but no mids, let me make my selection on the microphones to use based on accentuating the mid section that's not there. So that way you're kind of getting a balance between the artist sound and what you need as an engineer to get it to fit, and get it to work right.
So
what I mean?
if the amp, so you're saying the amp doesn't have a lot of mids?
His settings,
okay.
The way that the guitar player set the amplifier.
Okay. So
Didn't
then
have a lot of mids in it, which is common for death metal. A lot of death metal, thrash metal dudes don't scoop the mids, bro.
Right.
It's
So,
just-
so then why would you add or accentuate the mids for that if they don't use, you know what I mean? Like what's the point of adding that if they don't
so in the
really keep that in mind or whatever?
So in the context of a guitar player's settings, how do I say this? If it doesn't fit the entire context of the mix with the drums, vocalist, with everything. You see, if your guitar is just sounding like this the entire time, and there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? It's basically making sure that the frequencies are balanced across the whole like spectrum, and that way they're there if I need them, and I can take them away if I don't. So basically, if there's no mids in a particular sound, I want to add some so that way I can take away and kind of mold it a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, I'm
Because you can always add stuff and take it away later, but you can never take away something that's not there already. Like,
Right.
basically it's the audio equivalent of having too much of something is a good thing versus not having enough at all.
right.
You
Okay.
know, it's
okay.
kind of, but in terms of frequencies and balancing out the sound and everything.
So you just record it. So if you need it, you can add. Okay, I
Add or take away later.
Oh, that's pretty cool because it's like shooting in log or whatever, where all the information is there if I need to pull this specific thing or specific color or shadow out or take or put it away or okay.
Or accentuate it or do
Yeah.
whatever. Like, or you may not even do anything at all
Yeah.
to it. Like, it may, the guitar player may hear it and be like, "Hey, that sounds easy. Hey, I love it."
So it's like having the option.
Exactly. Making the option available for yourself. You know what I mean? From the production side of it, because the thing that you don't want, that I try to do, is let the artist kind of do their thing. I don't want them in the moment of tracking to really be concerned with what it's sounding like right now. I want them to create in that moment. When we get to the mixing phase, then we can start talking about all of that, and we can start fine tuning their guitar sound. And that's when I start taking away stuff or adding stuff, doing things like that. But during tracking, basically, it's a big balancing act of listening and responding to what I'm listening to. But it's happening like this,
Right. Yeah.
which is why I love tracking so much, because like my day of the tracking day starts easily like an hour and a half before the band even gets there.
Which
Like,
I was
remember-
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you saw me setting up the mics, moving all of this stuff, and doing all of that, and it's it's a process.
Yeah. So do you talk to the band like a pre-production meeting about what mics to use, or is that up to you and you just sit in on what they sound like, get an idea of what their sound is, and then adapt from there? Or are you like, hey, I'm going to use this mic because A, B, and C, or that's not something?
I typically don't go into that much detail, just because a lot of the bands don't know one mic from another.
Okay.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes there's that one audio nerd guy in the band who's like, "What are you using and what are you doing this?" Or like, they're just curious. Like, maybe because like I said, it's a lot more accessible than it was whenever I first started,
Mhm.
doing audio stuff 10 years ago. But basically, I do like to have a pre-production meeting of sorts. Although I don't really ask them questions, a lot of the times I'll either go to one of their shows, or I'll go to their band rehearsal space. Like, I'll actually actively talk and text the band and be like, you know, "Hey, do y'all want to hang out? When do y'all rehearse? Do y'all have a show coming up?" And then that way, they can send me all day, little demos they've done on their phone or anything or something like that. But that doesn't always give you the right feel, because a lot of the times the bands I work with are so loud that they listen to the phone recording and it's just,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, okay, so I'm not getting much from that. But you go to their rehearsal space, or you go to one of their shows, and then you're like, oh, okay. Like, a lot of the times I'm paying attention to the drummer, because me myself being a guitar player, I could mix guitar like that. Electric guitar, clean guitar, like, it's absolutely, child's play to me. But the drummer is the biggest thing that I'm always paying attention to, because that's the instrument that has the most like sonic information going on. Because you got cymbals, you
Yeah.
got a kick drum, you got toms, and they're all separate little things.
And their snare probably is completely different all the time. Yeah, from piccolos to whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a whole different aspect of listening whenever you're there in the moment, because it's not like when I'm tracking. When I'm tracking, I'm listening to the monitors and making sure that it reflects what I remember hearing at the, you know what I mean? Getting that feeling whenever I listen to them live, getting that translated to the monitors. You know what I mean? Because you can't just pick any microphone and use it to capture a guitar player's tone or a bass player's tone or the drummer to get it to sound exactly like what you remember it sounding like. That's when I already start getting those informed decisions from that pre-production phase. So yes, I do that.
But you're not.
Yeah.
You're there. So your pre-production is mainly for you to take notes and not talk to the band about like this is the sound that you're gonna get.
Exactly.
Music.
And I literally do have like a little notepad, like one of those little like notepad things, like drummer hits the ride a lot, or they favor this cymbal a lot. Guitar player's tone is really, really thick sounding, bass player likes to cut, it's a lot of aggression or something like that. Just little notes like that, and a lot of the times they're I don't think like philosophical is the right word, but it's more like you're saying, using different forms of onomatopoeia, and it's just like bass go boom, it's just like different things like that. And I know what it means.
No,
so-
yeah. You don't want to see my notes. It would make no sense to anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But I know what I wrote. Yeah.
And I know how to get the info from that.
No, and I thought you did an interesting thing with the snare because you had two mics underneath.
No, it's two mics on top of
yeah.
the snare.
That's what it was.
so-
And you taped them together, which I was like, what is this wizardry that you're doing?
So the main reason for that is because whenever I was doing the necro guys, death metal guys, black metal dudes, extreme metal dudes have a technique that is called gravity blasting, which is where they basically lay their drumstick on the rim and then roll it around. And I'm not a drummer, okay? I'm sorry to all the drummers out there, but I know what happens in concept, but I don't know how they do it. But they like roll it around so that it doubles the amount of hits that's happening. Like it basically turns your 16th notes into like 30-second notes, and some drummers can make it go even faster than that.
64 or whatever.
So like basically it goes from going to going like it goes like that. So the reason why I tape those mics together is because I am trying to get more sources of that sound to make it louder. So there's two ways you can usually get one particular sound from a given source to be louder. You can either add gain, which will add noise to everything, or you can get a second source, aka a second microphone, on the same instrument, on the same source, pointed at the same thing, and that will actively double what you're hearing, so it'll make it appear louder. So basically I'm able to make a one sound, give it the illusion of being louder by the use of two sources.
Instead of turning the volume up.
Turning the volume up, because the thing is, when you're doing live drums like that, if I turn the volume up, you're not only going to hear the snare get louder, you're going to hear cymbals, you're going to hear the toms, you're going to hear all of that stuff. But
Is that bleed? That's called
bleed. Yeah, all of that's going to bleed into those mics. But if I'm able to record the same source but have the gain of those two mic preamps relatively low, I'm not picking up as much noise, but the sound it's given the illusion of being louder. So that's kind of a cool thing, a technique that my one of the co-owners of Sugar Hill, his name's Stephen Finley, he's the guy that really kind of vouched for me and taught me a lot of what I know, honestly. If not a good 75% of what I know comes from that guy. That dude's
sweet.
amazing. But
Let's get him in here.
yeah, I'm sure he'd totally be I don't know if he'd be cool with it, but yeah, he's a great guy. He's very introverted.
I was about to say, is he a recluse?
Yeah, very, very cool dude once you get him to open up and stuff like that. But he's a wizard. He is the archmagus of Sugar Hill. He's the one that showed me that technique, and I was like, wow, like I didn't even think about doing that. It's so because after I heard the results of that, I was like, nothing's clipping, but the snare is just right there, like right in your face and stuff like that. But um, it was mainly for those gravity blast stuff, because those gravity blasts are a lot quieter than like a typical snare hit. You know what I mean?
Really?
You drummers out there will know, yeah.
Yeah.
Because a good whack on the snare, even just like, regular blast beats, like they're still able to kind of hit it, but it's just physics, man. The faster you go, you can't hit that drum, as hard as you've been hitting it, especially if you're going, super, super quick. So I needed a way to get those levels to be higher without giving more noise.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
So that's kind of why I liked doing that. And we can get into why editing those is a pain in the butt later. But
I can only imagine.
yeah, I mean it's but that's another thing too. They're being recorded actively at the same time, so they shouldn't have to be edited, and I don't have to create another source. This is typically whenever most engineers or who do metal music would add a sample to make each hit really clean. I try to be a particularly anti-sample kind of engineer. I know there's a lot of people who do. That's the whole thing about making it sound raw versus making it sound super high polished stuff like that.
So it's adding digital stuff to it.
Yeah, and like just sample packs and stuff like that. Having one particular snare sample just there to make sure everything's even. I don't like doing that just because I love the way raw drummers sound, and I don't think that if you're a good drummer, you should hide behind that stuff.
Right. It kind of sounds like cheating.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
not-
it's
not-
yeah,
But
it's-
not cheating.
Well, we call it we're helping.
Okay. Adding a little
Yeah.
spice to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But I typically don't do that because I hear it a lot. So many, especially in the metal genre, uses the same snare sample or tunes it the same way, and it's like, hey, my stupid audio engineer ear is just like, that's the same snare sample I heard in this guy's song, or like they're using the same like sample that they used in this other person's song that they mixed, and it's just that's just where my brain goes.
No,
But you can't but you can't replicate what was done right there,
Like, right.
because it's unique in and of itself.
Dude, that's pretty cool. So like when you go to shows, this is one thing that I always try to figure out. Do you wear ear protection?
Yeah, I do.
So then how are you here? So when you go to the rehearsal, you're wearing like earplugs, I would assume.
Mhm.
So then is it special earplugs so that you can hear what you need to hear? Or do you, because you've been doing this for so long, you already know what to hear for through the ear?
That's what I was gonna say. They're only special in the way that I know what they sound like. What the plugs sound like. You know what I mean? Because those big, thick, foamy earplugs have a different response than the ones I use. I use these ones that are called Heroes, which they're just kind of tiny. They're like tiny plastic, half cup things, but they're super tiny, and they're just go and sit like really lightly in your ear hole, and they don't block out. They block out a lot of the sub frequencies. Is what's happening.
What's
like
that?
the bass stuff, like a lot of like those spongy, big, thick earplugs. A lot of the times those accentuate the bass because it's they cut out a lot of the high frequencies and a lot of the
I
mids
can
and
see
stuff
that,
like that. And so when you're listening to music, it just kind of sounds like
Yeah, it sounds muffled. Or
those Heroes do the opposite. They kind of that's the reason I like them, is because I feel that I'm getting a more true rendition of what I'm hearing, you know what I mean, rather than the big spongy ones. But then again, some people have used those big spongy ones for years and know what they sound like.
Oh, so this is just experience at that point.
Pretty much, yeah. And that's really what a lot of this is just how familiar you are with your equipment, which, can kind of segue into why so many people nowadays can make a number one hit in their bedroom. Because, this kid's just been in their bedroom 24/7. I was a teenager once. They're just in their bedroom 24/7, just messing with this stuff, watching YouTube videos and learning how to get a mix just perfect. And you can get it to sound really good as far as given what you're doing in that moment, or what genre you're.
But yeah, well, that concludes the episode today, or I don't even know. Is it radio episode? Whatever. Either way, thanks for joining us with Angel and myself on the Houston Collective on KPFT 90.1 FM. And I want to end this episode by saying keep supporting local arts in this beautiful city, Houston.
Love you, H-Town.
Yeah, H-Town. Yeah, I'm not a local, but I feel like one, and people accept me as one. But yeah, I'm your host, Masaya, for the Houston Collective. Signing out. Goodbye and good day. I just wanted to let everyone know I didn't cut him off like that. It was just a radio edit, and that implies that there is a full uncut version out there. Okay, goodbye.